Hey everyone, I'm Sabrina, and I'm back with another video. This video is going to show you how to construct an argumentative thesis statement. Let's start with how the introduction informs the shape of the thesis statement. The introduction contains an opening hook for the reader, building contextual information for the greater theme or topic of the paper. This background can build towards your claim, which will help the reader understand your ideas. The introduction concludes with the thesis statement. That thesis is the backbone of the paper. Now, for an argumentative paper, it's the roadmap for the content itself. The thesis presents your primary claim of the argument and essentially guides the structure of your logic regarding the topic and how you will prove your claim. A reader should be able to identify the endgame of your paper by reading your thesis statement. Now, there are 4 characteristics that go into creating an argumentative thesis statement. Number 1, contestable. The argumentative thesis statement should allow for a reader to disagree with it. Remember that you're trying to prove the very claim your thesis states. In an argumentative paper, a counter-argument or differing points of view are often included. Discussing how these points of view differ from your claim and that they may be lacking research or are out of date can be a type of support for your argument. Number 2, appropriate. The thesis statement should meet the requirements of the assignment and state how you will complete that task by including references to the body paragraph content. So in other words, those examples of what your body paragraphs will include that you place into your thesis statement, that is an intentional act. Number 3, focused. When you write the thesis statement, the wording is specific to your argument and what your content addresses. This is often demonstrated by the phrasing used to explain your supporting points. Take this example. John and Abigail Adams' relationship was an early example of a working collaboration, as demonstrated by the governmental topics they discussed in their letters, the specific role Abigail played in gathering supporters for John's cause, and whatever point C is. If you break that example down, you'll see that how I wrote these supporting details that will be helping my claim are specific to what my body paragraphs will reflect. And number 4, identifiable. The thesis statement must be recognizable by a reader as the primary claim of the argument. One important element to the argumentative thesis is making sure you have a specific topic to address. In this case, let's assume your topic is about how former President JFK was inaccurately portrayed in the movie JFK. The idea that you want to communicate in your argument is that there are several factors that make the movie's portrayal inaccurate. The more detail, specific detail, that is provided to the reader, the stronger the argumentative thesis will be. Let's look at some examples. In this paper, I will describe the portrayal of President Kennedy that is shown in the movie JFK. While phrasing like "in this paper" can be used to begin a thesis statement, it commonly leads to merely a summary, a recap of something that you're going to be doing. So while this statement serves as a good starter thesis, it is not persuasive, nor allows for opportunity of disagreement. This is not an argumentative thesis statement. Here's another example. The movie JFK inaccurately portrays President Kennedy. Now, this sounds like the start of an argument, but it's not a complete statement. This needs expansion of the claim, and then the examples that will support that claim. An argumentative thesis will state your assertion based on your analysis. As such, there are different ways to state this. Drafting a thesis, even if it changes later as you fully develop the paper, is the first step in determining the path of the content. Here's an example of a well-phrased argumentative thesis statement. The movie JFK inaccurately portrays President Kennedy because of the way it ignores Kennedy's youth, his relationship with his father, and the findings of the Warren Commission. In this example, notice the level of details provided that substantiate the ways in which the movie is inaccurate. This example mentions the exclusion of his youth, his familial relationships, and the examination of his death. Those details are concrete examples that can and will be further explored and sourced within the paper. Remember that when constructing an argumentative thesis, focus on details that explain why you are taking that particular position. Go beyond using phrasing like, in this essay I will, and then including some kind of summary to the paper. Being specific is important because the thesis is a roadmap to the rest of that paper, and it helps establish the context for the reader and thus solidifies the argument. I can never say it enough, guys. If you need any kind of help, please make an appointment with a Writing Center consultant. Okay, we're here to help.